Okay, I'm gonna try playing this little video.
Grade 3 Math, number 69, improper fractions and whole numbers. Yeah, did you know there's fractions that are called improper? That means they're not proper? They're not normal? All right, so let's do a real quick review here. Here's a fraction. This is 2/3. The 2 is the numerator and the 3 is the denominator. The line right here is called the dividing line. It's written as 2 with a hyphen thirds, okay? That means if something was split into 3 parts, that you took 2 of them. You took 2 out of the 3, okay? So, an improper fraction has a bigger numerator than denominator. The top part is bigger than the bottom part. Look at my drawing here. I have a half of an apple, a half of an apple, and a half of an apple. If you took these 2 half apples and turned this one around and stuck it back on here and put it back together, you would have a whole apple with a half left over, okay? Half plus a half plus a half is 1, 2, 3, and that's the 3 is the numerator. And when the denominators are the same, on the bottom, you just slide it across and put the 2 there. So you have 3 halves. 1, 2, 3 halves. 3 halves is the same thing as 1½ apples, see? Because you'd have 1 apple here and the half left over, all right? 3 halves. This is an improper fraction because the numerator is bigger than the denominator. That means that there's a whole number hiding inside of there. There's a whole apple, okay? Let's take a look at this one. This apple was cut into 4 pieces. This apple was cut into 4 pieces, and here's a little fourth of an apple. Maybe somebody ate the other 3, okay? So there's a whole one, another whole one, that's 2, and a fourth. 2 and 1/4. Now, because they're each little fourth pieces, you take all these ones up here as numerators and you add them all together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 fourths. 9 fourths. It's like saying 9 divided by 4, because that's a dividing line. How many times can 4 fit into a 9? Well, 4 plus 4 is 8. Sorry about that. 4 plus 4 is 8. That fits into 9 with 1 left over, because you need 1 more to get to the 9. So, that means you have 2 with a little fourth left over. 2 and 1/4. 9 fourths equals 2 and 1/4. Let's look at this one. You have a half an apple, plus a half an apple, plus a half an apple, plus a half an apple. You can turn these around and face each other. Maybe you could glue them together. I wouldn't eat them after that, but it would make it look like a whole apple again. And you could do that to these 2, and it would look like you have an apple here and an apple here, because you'd put them back together again. So 4 halves, half plus half plus half plus half, is 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, which is 4. You slide the denominators over because they're the same, and you have 4 halves. 4 halves is the same thing as 2 whole ones. See how an improper fraction can be a whole number? So, those are improper fractions, and that's how they relate to whole numbers. All you have to do is see how many times the bottom number can fit into the top one, and that'll figure out how many whole numbers there are inside of it. Keep up the good work, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
What?